Yes, welcome back to the channel with me, Disco, coming at you with some more beer content, some live beer reviews coming up later, and again, something a little bit different. Hopefully, this time, let me check. Yes, the microphone is working, so this is pretty much the same stream as last Tuesday, calling it beering and volunteering, because I'm up here on Horsenden Farm. If you're in, do let me know that the microphone is working and you can hear what I'm saying. I'm just trying to pin it to there so I don't have to keep moving it. Yeah, there we go. Give me a big thumbs up down there as well. If you can hear what I'm saying, maybe not too much yapping on to start with on this stream. It's a little bit of a kind of so what does Atomic Shrimp call it? Slow TV, kind of watch along. Watch me doing a little bit of work. Yeah, some actual graft, believe it or not. They say this YouTubing lark is easy, like a literal little walk in the park. And that's kind of what I'm doing now. Set them up here on Horsenden Farm. As I said last week, we're out in kind of zone 4 of the underground out in West London, just off the M4, A40M as it is there. Little volunteer-led farm owned by the council. So, like all the volunteers up here. Yeah, tend to gardens, grow stuff, do maintenance and stuff like that. And it's where the brewery is located, Perivale Brewery. A little bit of energy juice there. So I'm often up here working at the brewery. I'm not working in the brewery today as such. It's my day off, so I'm doing a little bit of voluntary work, and I'm up here anyway. Let's get the branding in view. There you go. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah, so I've just done an hour or so of shoveling. While losing light slightly, I've probably gone a little bit late again. So if anybody's in and watching along, maybe you've got a beer on. I will have a beer a bit later. I've got a couple of beers to finish off in this stream. Probably when it gets dark, I'll head back up to the Brewery Courtyard like last week. Like last week, I got a beer from Hogsback. This is another one that was given to me by the great Mr. David Wilson. This one is called Rip Snorter, and it's a 5% amber ale, so similar to last week, but no particular tenuous link as such. Apart from this one, I'm going to do Dark Was the Night, a Peruvian dark chocolate stout from Twice Brewed up in the northeast near Hadrian's Wall. Not going to put them in view this week. Last week I put them on there, but I didn't know how to point to it, and I knocked the bleeding bottle off. So I'm not going to do that this week. So it's just the view. Hopefully the mic picks up a little bit of what I think they call evensong from the birds singing away. I can certainly hear some robins there. Not too many parakeets. There's a whole family of wild parakeets live around here that have come out from West London. Supposedly the story goes like out in the West London, Holland Park, Shepherd's Bush way, and they've kind of breeded and migrated out here. And now this time of night, as the sun goes down, there's a lot of noise from them. Occasional plane flying over maybe. And like last week, I'm going to be literally shoveling shit, doing the composting, what the brewery waste, the brewery grains, we dig out in the mash tun and bring down here, mix them with wood chip, a bunch of other stuff sometimes goes in as well, a bunch of like peelings from the Horsenden Loaf, the bakery up here, and some coffee grinds as well. I'm still finishing off from last week, never did any. It seems fairly simple, but it takes a while just to get everything mixed together so that it kind of composts down. As you can maybe see, I've done the first two last week, and it's a big old stack. That's 4 or 5 foot tall and about 4 foot wide. And we did the third one, and that's the one I started last week on the stream. To keep checking the microphone, check you can actually hear what I'm saying. Won't be a lot of, like I say, hearing what I'm saying. I'm going to go off and do stuff because I've got to get this done, preferably today, because yeah, brewery stuff tomorrow and Friday, and then we're back to the weekend. So it's just a sort of watch along, really. Watch Disco do a bit of work. I'll come back to the comments and stuff. Do let me know if you're watching along. And yeah, enjoy kind of the sunset. Well, that's the first barrel load done. Don't worry, I'm not giving up yet. Well, see, thanks for popping in. Watching along, if indeed you are. If anybody is, do let me know where you're watching along from, and if you've got a beer on. I haven't got a beer yet. This is a beer stream after all. There will be some live beer reviews a bit later on, hopefully. It's the plan anyway. But that's the first barrel load done. I've got about 3 more to do before it gets dark. So really the first part of the stream is just, like I say, listening to the birds. Hopefully, if I got... nice one. That's really good. Superb. Cheers, man. If I got the right microphone on, let me know if you can hear the bird song, because it's quite loud down here. Kind of a fair way away from any kind of like suburbia bit here, even though we're in suburban West London. We're just above the canal, Grand Union Canal. Waiting for Slurpy Dave to come along some point, maybe next summer. Don't know. On his canal boat holiday. And then the other side, you've got the central line of London Underground, Perivale Station. When we're out and about at festival and stuff, people see the sign and go, "Oh, Perivale, whereabouts are you based then?" They'll be like, "That'd be Perivale, mate." Surprised. Lots of people, never heard of Perivale. There's a brilliant quote from in one of the Doctor Who series, Sophie Aldred's Ace. The doctor says to her, "Why do you hate Perivale so much?" And she says, "Because nothing ever happens here." And to a certain point, I mean, that was the 80s and it was much less going on. But even now, nothing happens here sometimes, but there's a lot going on, if you know what I mean. Can hear the birds. Good audio. Thank you, superb. I'm glad that clears up that. It was just because last week, and I put this mic on and I moved it and it was just like a very slight connection issue or something. It kept dropping out. So hopefully it carries on and you can just, hear the bird song. I'm watching disco. Dig the muck, as it were. This is the muck and magic I'm talking about of a brewery. Obviously, when you're sitting at the bar drinking a beer, not everybody kind of sees the work that goes into brewery. This is kind of not brewery work because I'm doing it sort of as a farm volunteer rather than a brewery getting paid for this as such. I do get paid by the brewery for the rest of the week. I have quite a good arrangement. I get paid well for doing the brewery work, so I don't mind doing a few hours of voluntary work. And it is kind of necessary, really, because otherwise it's another expense of getting rid of the grain. We could dump it, I suppose, just chuck it on the council. But it is useful. Say compost down. You can see the piles there behind me as well. It all gets mixed up, and then we'll turn them over. And then, come February, March, when the gardens all start growing again, they've got a lot of flowers. There's cut flower business here that grows the flowers. So, and the vegetables, the vegetable team do a really good job throughout the summer selling all sorts of vegetables, like the pumpkins that go into the beer for the pumpkin hefeweizen, as well as stuff they sell on the stall. So it's all kind of useful. It just takes a bit of labour, a bit of man hours to get it processed and stuff. So talking of which, I'm just off to get more wood chip. If anybody else comes in the comments, do let them know. That's what I'm doing. Going to go and get another barrel full of wood chip. Unfortunately, the wood chip pile is all the way down there. So give me a couple of minutes. I know you're not meant to have dead air, but that's what the bird song is for. Just watching a peaceful little bit of countryside in West London. Back in a bit. One more. Not stopping. So much for the bird song. It's been replaced by children coming back from an activity up on the top of the farm. But they seem to be enjoying themselves, so that's all right. Last week, I haven't seen them today. Last week we had a lot of robins bouncing in. In fact, one perched just there on that twig. So it'd be nice if we saw them again, but I haven't seen them today. Normally they're bouncing around when I'm doing this work, getting a free meal, picking at the worms, grubs, maggots, etc. Never work with children and animals, they say. I know there's a bit of birdsong there now. Don't know if you heard up from here, a canal boat chugging past, lovely old Lister diesel engine, chug, 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 chug. Well, yeah, microphone picks them up. Yeah, they were quite loud, but hopefully back to birdsong for now. Whilst I mix up this next barrow full of dirt. Yeah, talk amongst yourselves in the comments, and yeah, let me know how it's going. Back in a bit. Right, it's another barrel done. I've got just around the corner, so I've got to step off again and go and get some. The last of the green around the corner, it's all on the floor because I tipped it out earlier. I was hoping to get it done before the stream, so I'm going to get some more wood chip, do that bit, and then got these ones here. I've got another 2 buckets full there to do, and some other bits. I don't think I'm going to get it all done today. This place has its own little kind of time zone where things just go really quickly. You're working away, and next thing you know, it's dark and you're done for the day. Don't know how it works really, but yeah. So I'm going to go and do another barrow full of chips from around the corner, mix it with the greens around the corner. I'll be a couple of minutes and then back in front and put it on there. In the meantime, birds are a little bit quiet tonight, but I do enjoy them. And just the general ambience. I'll be back in a bit. Found me Robin anyway. Just thought there is a way I can take you with us, but I'll do that next time because I can only go around there. I'll probably put the phone up as a second cam, but it'll take a bit while to set up, so might do that on the after one. Just going to get this one into the pit first. It's about never ending. Just every time I go for another barrow load, it doesn't seem to change. Got one more to do around the corner. Let's see if this bit works. I'm quite sure it works with sound actually. That's the thing about hard graft like that. A, it means I don't have to go to the gym this week because I've done a full upper body workout. I wasn't going to the gym this week, but now I've got a damn good excuse. And second, it's really nice when you stop. And rest up a while. Just going to send myself the link and see if I can go in with the other camera and then we'll go around here. Not that it's any more exciting around here or anything, but it's just, and it's not all about me, it's just keeping the frame rate going. This could all go topsy-turvy now, couldn't it? I know you're all eagerly waiting for me to get onto the beer, so am I. Just want to do this first. Get this grain out of the way and I can have a well-deserved pint. Or 3. Can't stay too late tonight, got a bit of football. It's Tuesday night, there's some into 2 Bob Cup or whatever it is we're involved in, but I do like to watch it, so because I've paid for. Oh, I don't know, what's it on? Yeah, I think it'll probably be on Sky tonight, so go and watch that. Alright, if this all disappears down the hole in the middle, I do apologise. That whistling was me. Let's see if this works. I'll have a bit of technical difficulties just to bring you some entertainment, but I sorted it now, I think. Right, yeah, here we go. Just gonna pop around here and do the last bit of the shoveling on this bit. I'll put the thing here. You'll be able to do both. Well, it doesn't mean you're not losing your marbles, doesn't mean you're not losing your marbles. Well, thanks for popping in. Once again, doing a little bit of thanks for having it open, to be fair. Getting a watch time. But yeah, just doing a little bit more digging in the dirt. I'm just going to pop over to that screen there and finish off around the corner. And then I'll come back onto the main stream and chuck it all on the compost heap, which you can see behind me here. In the meantime, enjoy the bird song. Tell you what, lucky for you guys that YouTube will stream you. I haven't invented smell-o-vision yet. There's not a pen and ink around here. We've had to store these grains for a while, but this is what I'm up against. See, last week's grains. Deeping away in there. And then, to say, there's a barrel full of wood chip. Mix them all up and put them in to the big compost heap over there. Using a bit of rough slightly. So I'm going to put you back on there and get that wheelbarrow back around there, and then we're back on the main screen. Two-camera disco, man. Cool. Should have done this on the other camera. But the other thing we have going into the compost is, do this carefully, coffee grains. Coffee grinds from up, well, I keep calling it a cafe, but it's the bakery, Horsenden Farm, up there at the top of the driveway we saw last week. Also, that's where I'm getting the pizza boxes from, because I said this last week and I stand by it. Horsenden Farm, if you're watching Anthony and anybody else, probably, if not definitely, the best wood-fired pizzas in West London, if not the whole of West London. And if anybody doesn't believe me with that, well, I'll see you up here Saturday. You can buy me a pizza and I'll prove it to you. I'll get the beers in if you do. But yeah, pizza boxes, they're just lining thing, keeping it a bit warm, well, keeping the heat in, keeping a bit of moisture in, and making the bacteria, etc., do its thing, turning the grains and the wood chip back into good solid compost. I'm going to put these coffee grains on and then finish off that last barrow. Got a little bit on the floor, and then I think I might hopefully beat the darkness, and then I can get up the top and have a beer. It wasn't just coffee grounds. It's a whole bunch of vegetable peel, onions, etc., but it doesn't matter. All goes down the same way. He gets composted. There's me Robin. I don't know if you can see him. Might come and say hello if you're lucky. Where's all the birds gone? Come on, way around. Nearly there. I don't know whether it's good to keep having these little breaks or not, but I keep coming back to the camera, obviously, so hello. Yeah, one or two more barrelfuls to go. Then I can get in, have a beer. Anyone having a beer with me? Later on, I've got a couple of beers, as I did last week, another one of the gifted beers from Mr. Wilson, as I did 3 beers the other day. So I've got another Mr. Wilson's gifted Hogsback Brewery, slightly different amber ale this time, and something from up north, a Peruvian dark chocolate stout from Twice Brewed up at Adrian's Wall. Kind of keeps the outdoor theme going a little bit, I suppose. And that's about it. But yeah, I think I'm going to start losing the light fairly rapidly, so I'm going to just finish off this little bit now, get those into there. I've still got that whole big grey bucket I showed you to do, so that's a tomorrow job, but let's crack on for now. Oh, right, nearly there. Thanks for watching along if you still are, especially if you're watching after the event. Stick around, I've got one more barrel full. I've just noticed while I put my jacket, I've got one more bucket. So while I've just about got the light, I'm going to get that and save me having to do it tomorrow because I've got plenty to get on with then. So 10 more minutes, hopefully. This time, yeah, it gets like dark about 1:30, so I've just about got the time, hopefully. Right, just about pretty much made it with the grains anyway. Should have the brief tidy up. I'm going to take the laptop up. In fact, I'm going to have to do it quick because I've got to plug it in. And then we're going to have a beer up there. Hopefully I don't lose you in the middle of that. I should do the whole stream last week on the battery, but I guess because I've plugged a better cam in, it probably takes a bit more juice. So I'm going to have to dash up the top and get the laptop plugged in. I probably could put it on the phone for now, maybe. Now let's head up the top. Things pretty much done by here. Microphone might fall out, but if I plug that in there and put it in the pocket, it should be okay. Right, so yeah, going to take these beers up into the courtyard and do some actual proper beer reviews. Is after all what this is about. So yeah, have another little walk up the lane. I think I'm almost done here. Go and clear some other bits up later. It was a fair bit of work, you know. I'm kind of sweating. I know I've got layers on, but I feel the benefit a bit later. But yeah, so farm's closed now, so there shouldn't be anybody else publicly to worry about. Yeah, it's more than a day's work, I guess. I'm quite lazy generally. I always say I'm the world's hardest working lazy person, because I like to lay in bed as much as anybody. But when I do work, I get a shift on. A little bit of New Zealand philosophy: work hard, play harder. Certainly drink harder. So I definitely feel I've earned a beer today. All that upper body workout. No gym for me this week. Yeah, if you're watching along, thanks for still watching. If you're fast forwarding it, what I should have done maybe is done this as a kind of video. Then I would have got some kind of epic time lapse shot. Fortunately, my video production is still stalling because I've got free and edit and just can't get around to it. Mostly because I keep coming out and doing stuff like this and finding other content to do. So it would look quite a good video if I can remix it. Maybe I'll crack that on. And but yeah, it's about as much as I can do for now. Let's get up here. It's going to go dark for a bit because I haven't got the lights on in the courtyard. But I'm going to go and plug the laptop in first so that it doesn't all disappear down the hole in the middle. Not quite sure where. Hold on, we're there. Just moving the laptop there and just nudging that thing slightly. Right, bear with me a second. I'm just going to turn the lights on, plug the laptop in. In fact, I'm going to plug the laptop in first because that's much more urgent than the lights. Where is it? Well, that's lights of sort. That's actually the heaters and a terribly egregious use of the heaters, but they do a good light source. I'm going to turn the actual lights on. Hold on. Drop the beers again. What an idiot. Well, hopefully you can all still hear me. Still got the microphone on. Yeah, like an idiot, I put the phone in my pocket and then I've wandered off and to go to the bar and stuff. So I'll probably try and edit that out in post tomorrow if I can. But thank you to anybody who is still watching. Do let us know. So I'm up here in the courtyard. I'll take the jacket off because I'm sweating while it's there. Yeah, up here in the courtyard at Perivale Brewery. So we'll do the rest of the stream here. I can't waffle on for too long. You'll be pleased to know because yeah, going to nip home, watch football. It's an early kick-off in the 2 Bob Cup or whatever it is. So this is like a substitute for an early Tuesday Tipple football stream. A stream of 2 parts, as it sounds, as it turns out, funnily enough. So I've got my beers here that I'm going to have a little tipple on. Hogsback, I can't get them in shot this time somehow. I'll have to figure out how. It's called Rip Snorter, a 5%. Well, it doesn't really say what it is. It's not an IPA. It's not a... Well, it just says Rip Snorter. So I did have a look, and it's a kind of best bitter amber ale. So very similar to last week's beer, indeed from the same brewery. You're all back in the room. And then I got a stout to finish off with because it is now dark as the night. This is called Dark Was the Night. It's a 5.8% Peruvian dark chocolate stout. You know, I love me stouts. That's what I did last time. I'm not going to put this on a balance. I forgot to sort the whole getting the right. Watch this. There you go. Move the thing, it falls down in the middle, so I'm just going to have to work out how to get that in shot somehow. I'm not going to move the laptop again, that'd be too much. I'm on a kind of slightly wobbly table, so it's kind of like German beer or Keller kind of tables. So they're good for a couple of pints, but you get a bit uncomfortable and they're still a bit wobbly, so but hey, wouldn't be a disco stream or a Rasco and disco stream. Oh no, I've got to do that. Let's do it from that one. So plug the phone in, so lose that. Now plugged in. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, anyone joining us for a Tuesday tipple, or indeed if I'm not going to lean on the table because it keeps wobbling the screen. Yeah, so if there's anybody joining me for a Tuesday tipple, put the microphone on there. Do let me know what you're drinking if you're watching this after the event and you've managed to fast forward all the dodgy bits. It hasn't really worked. I'll be at Perivale Brewery for. I should sit there, shouldn't I? There you are. Let's get the advertising in the stream. It's not sponsored. I'm just up here. The place is closed. It closes at 4:30 this time of day. So I'm just sort of here interloping really and having a beer. Really want to find a way of getting that in the shop. Didn't really work last time, did it? No, it's going to be too high. But yeah, going to have a little beer review. Bear with a second. It's going to have to go there because it's in the way otherwise, and hope it doesn't fall off. Not breaking it out yet. So go and get another glass. Right, so let's see if this works. Beer number one, please. Oh, that's much better in here, isn't it? Beer number one, please. Much better acoustics in here. So, beer number one. Is going to be Rip Snorter 5% Amber Ale from Hogsback Brewery. Kindly donated to me by Mr. David Wilson. who is not in today. He was in last night, but mainly probably because he's at work himself. I'm actually not going to use that glass because it's been in the pocket. There's a bit of dirt down the bottom of it. So bear with me a second. I'm going to go and get a proper glass. Quality entertainment is in it. Quality entertainment. Quality beer streaming. So, yeah, definitely an amber ale. I don't know if you can see that in there. It's much darker amber in this light. Pours nicely into the glass. That's very much more than amber. There's definitely a red ruby kind of note going on there. Very dark into the glass. Right, so yeah, finally got a beer in a glass after 2 hours of shoveling. Stream's gone on for far longer than I meant to do. I meant to do an hour of shoveling and get an hour of half-hour beer reviewing in, but you know, it's always the way with me, and it just goes how it goes. So yeah, Hogsback, 5% Rip Snorter. Let's have a little sniff. A fair bit of malt character going on there. Still got a little bit of kind of compost a note in my nose, but I don't think that's the fault of the beer. But a nice, lovely, bubbly, off-white head. Yeah, plenty of malt notes going on there. Can't quite see. Can you see the red if I do that? A bit of red there bleeding through, as you can see, just on there. Looking good. So let's get down my neck. Cheers. Okay. So a different beer from last week. Last week's was much more refreshing from the off in a light fruit, kind of slightly hoppy note. This one's much more robust. It's sort of going towards, I think, what Hobgoblin used to be, that kind of red ale kind of note. It's got that kind of, I always call it smooth centre with some rough edges. Perfectly drinkable and pleasant on that rough kind of slightly, usually described as kind of licking brown sugar. So checking the mic again. It's got a hop note on it that I don't find particularly pleasant, but don't worry, I'm not going to start mentioning grapefruit. It's not going towards grapefruit in any way. It's just got that kind of slightly raspy hop kind of note going on. Sort of coconut husk roughness, and I've said this, not that I go around licking coconut husks, of course, but that's kind of where it's going, kind of thing. It's kind of got that roughness around the edge. Oh, Mike. How you doing?
West is best.
Oh, superb. Thank you very much. Good man yourself. Looking superb there. So double-handed. Yeah, nice one. So this is a pint of... well, let's see. Because
I'm going to leave before you say anything.
You're not even going to watch it.
Yeah.
No, fair play. All right. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah,
I'll catch you tomorrow.
just let you know, I've got to close the bar.
Yeah,
So,
fine. I don't need it. Yeah.
I'm going to take this piece back.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, no worries. Yep.
Nice one. Enjoy.
I don't even need anything out of the brewery if you want to lock that up. And
Okay.
yeah, fine. I just head off. Cheers, Mike. Thank you. Well, a little deviation there into another beer. Let's put that one down. I'll come back to that one. I should have held off really, shouldn't I? I could have done this one from me off. So I haven't got a thing for this. It's kind of beer 1A, but as you can see, absolutely a beautiful looking pint. Now, this has been on the bar over the weekend. West is best. 4.5% West Coast Pale Ale. Now, for all you West Coast fans out there, I'm thinking of Sammy Short and Stout. Scott reviews things. He's an eminent proponent of West Coast styles as well. You know, I don't really like West Coast. I prefer West Coast to some Neepers, but it depends just how much grapefruit and pine I'm going to put down my neck here. So that one, the Whip Snorter was kind of hoppy, but more kind of what's that kind? Not woody, but kind of tanniny bitterness rather than hoppy bitterness. This one, bear with, I think it's going to screw my face up. So I thought I'd do this live. I promise you, I've not tried this, even in the brewing process. Purposely didn't try it because I didn't think it was going to be my thing. Mike full well knows my opinions on hops. It won't be a bad beer, by the way, because Mike doesn't really brew bad beers. All Mike's beers are fantastic. I say Mike's beers. I mean, people keep accusing me of being a brewer, but I would have had a hand in this. I would have done the mashing, etc. But yeah, when he said he was going to do a West Coast, I said, yeah, it's got to be done because people love that. And it's gone down pretty well on the bar. So yeah, first taste of a West Coast pale from Perivale. In fact, it's the first West Coast we've done, really. Not strong enough for us to call it an IPA, 4.5%. But West Coast pale. Let's have a little sniff. Okay. Yeah, definitely got those kind of hop notes. Aren't quite charging towards grapefruit for me. There's more kind of melon in there, oddly, with my messed up nasal passages. But yeah, definitely got those kind of hoppy, malty brewery kind of notes. So I'm gonna have to blow my nose. I don't normally do that on camera. But yeah, let's give this West Coast a go. Cheers. Yeah. Oh, nah. Yeah, fantastic beer, nicely put together. Got all the right notes for a Westie. No, there is a little bit there. I was going to say, except orange. I often say West Coast kind of go with that orangey kind of citrus note. Definitely very pithy. I don't really like that pithy bitterness. I don't really like bitterness, particularly if I can help it. And tanniny bitterness, the woody bitterness, don't mind so much. But yeah, that kind of grapefruit pithiness. It isn't grapefruit out and out, particularly. Quite a lot of kind of pininess on the back, kind of pithy bitterness. Nicely juicy. Like I say, touch of melon, touch of orange, touch of kind of tropical juice, touch of bongo going on in there. But yeah, just wrapped up with, yeah, like sucking on a grapefruit hacky sack while being smacked around the face with a pine tree. Yeah, fantastic beer, decent lacing on the glass, superb condition, fresh out the brewery. So it was on all of last weekend, and it wasn't that busy this weekend, but lots of people I spoke to are trying it, and I refused to try it. I didn't refuse to try it. I thought I'd just hold off. Maybe do it live, and yeah, it is everything I imagine it to be. Not my thing. Oddly, because it's so well balanced, nicely juicy. It's odd saying balance for grapefruit and pine, but they are all three components there quite well. Play off each other. I don't like that pine, that back end pine note. I just find it, and it's going to get worse as it goes down. It's going to be kind of cloying, I think, by the end. So yeah, it's really not my kind of beer at all, which is great. That means there's more for the rest of you, more for people that are. So yeah, anybody wants to come up and try a pint of this, I'll gladly buy you a pint of this, so that I don't have to drink it. People often say to me on the bar here, what's your favourite beer? What do you recommend? And I say, well, I recommend all of them because they're all good. This 100% fits in with that. It's absolutely fabulous beer. in terms of drinkability, well balanced, nice flavors, nice juiciness. I'm trying to be as objective as I can. I don't like it when you see beer reviewers going, no, that's awful, just because they don't like one particular flavour. Like you're reviewing a cucumber beer and people don't like cucumbers. Fine, I get it. But I always try and look at it objectively, which is why I spend a lot of time going, well, I don't like grapefruit, but that feels like a perfectly decent beer. This again, yeah. Because it's so light, but it's got some body to it. You know, it's got a big malty middle to it, and all those flavours on the periphery. Um, grapefruit burps and pine needles, man. But it's a superbly well beer for drinkability if you like those flavours and you like that kind of bitterness. But yeah, it's just certainly orange pith, bit of grapefruit pith, zestiness of those citrus fruits. But the drinkability in the middle of it is superb. All the pale ales here have that. They're just superbly well put together with, it's just extra pale malt. And the hops are very pale, very similar to that. This one's, I say, more pithy, piney grapefruit, whereas the very pale is kind of tropical with a side of grapefruit. The very hazy is more grapefruit base with a side of tropicality. But even that one, sometimes the balance on that and the body just sits really nicely. And yeah, look at the lacing. Head retention is fantastic. Nice little cover of bubbly head. Obviously, it's reducing as you go down the pint. It'll do. But yeah, a superb pint, even if I do. I am biased, obviously, but like I say, I like to try and remain objective. And I will say if I don't like the flavours, and that's it, I don't. But I'm sort of going back to it to because it's not arduous. Some beers can be kind of arduous if you don't like those particular flavours, I find. You've seen me before talk about adding lemonade. I'm just going to shandy it. This one, I'd prefer it shandy it so I can get that lemon back, so it just covers it and gives it more balance. But it's balanced enough. If you like that, I don't understand why people like that piney, pithy, grapefruit bitterness. It's not enough flavour, but sometimes I find that a bit arduous. This one's not so arduous. I'm just not going to enjoy the grapefruit burps after it. It's nicely carbonated, not overly so. A pretty decent drop, to be fair. If you don't believe me, pop up at the weekend and I'll buy you a pint of it. Not everybody, obviously. Do you know what I mean? There is limits to that. Terms and conditions apply. Do let me know you're coming. Smattering of rain now. It's going to be fun for the cyclone if that goes large. It's 5 o'clock. I'm going to get these two beer reviews in, really. Now I said I'm going to do them. Long old stream. Probably should have done it in 2 parts, really. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will. Hang on, beer number 1 is not beer number 1 anymore. Yeah, it's weird. Very smashable. Very smashable. Obviously, this time of year having a cold beer. In terms of, because I've been, slogging away all day, sweating away, it is kind of refreshing in terms of the juiciness. Flavours I'm still struggling with, but it's not arduous. It's not an arduous kind of pine flavour. A lot of people say about what West Coast are meant to be in traditional. I imagine they're meant to be a bit clearer as well. Always going to be hazy here because we don't really find the beers or that drop apart from some of them. But yeah, so it's got that hazy pale feel with that kind of West Coast note. But yeah, quite soft. yeah, apart from that pine note, it's got plenty going on. Sorry, apart from that pine note, I like the pale malt base, that hazy pale ale. Just that pine note, that grapefruit pith, kind of challenging. I'm going to have to go and get a big glass of water so I can properly taste the next two, I think. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to finish this one and pop it in at 2 hours, and I'm just going to put another one straight up so that I can get these other two beer reviews in. They can go and stand side by side, because otherwise, yeah, it's just going to be a really long stream, and nobody needs that. But thanks to the 3 people who are watching along. Rusty, if you're still there, give us a shout, let us know. What do you want me to do? Shall I just carry on and do the other 2 beer reviews, or should I do it on a separate impromptu live stream that hopefully YouTube will put out to everybody and people will notice? Because I feel that this one probably YouTube don't really put out, and there's a lot of gaps and stuff. I'm going to have to edit in the morning. I'll be back here at some point tomorrow. But fortunately, I don't have to be in too early, so it'll be all right. Could have done an after football stream because it's an early kickoff, so I could still have got a 9:05 in. I've had some more beers turn up today. Not here though, so I'll do them on a stream later. Unboxing. This is one of them beers where it's so drinkable. At 2 pints in, I might not notice that pininess and that kind of grapefruitiness. It is a genuinely really drinkable beer. I just don't like pine and grapefruit. But you sort of get over it. It's that initial hit, that initial that really tugs on my taste buds and kind of, in some beers I find arduous, but I find this one so easy drinking. It's not arduous at all. I can take the gulps of it, look at the lace on that glass, you know what I mean, as it goes down. It's superb, superb. There you go. It's that pine. It's pine, definitely. It's pine needles. We normally do one at Christmas. I'm not sure we're going to. Well, I think we've run out of time now. It's December. We'll get a chance to do it. It's normally a pine pale ale. So this kind of is essentially, very festive. So I don't think we're doing that this year. This kind of sits in that gap nicely because it tastes of pine. The other one, we actually put pine needles in the brew to give it that pine flavour as well as the hops. So that's not going to happen this Christmas. Just going to be the Christmas stout coming up soon. I will be sure to review that, definitely. Don't you worry. So very much a little bit of me, that one. But yeah, I'm going to call this at 2 hours and then immediately bang another stream up and just do those 2 beer reviews. Since I've got them here and I need to get through them. Just a quick 1 hour stream. I've got to dash off at 6 anyway. Let's go and watch a bit of football. But yeah, for a West Coast, let's put that up. Manners. So they're calling it West is best. Even for me, West Coast aren't. West London, well, not even the best, is not even the best area of London in my opinion. It's North West London, slightly above it because I'm in a different place. So, but yeah, I think it's 4.5%. God, I hope I got that right. That'd be terrible. So beer one for this stream. See, I can change the banners as we go. But I do like to get the banners on. Yeah. West is best. 1.5% West Coast Pale. Yeah, a solid beer. So you look at the lacing on the glass. I suspect we might get the similar from that, but I'm gonna do it on a different stream. So I'm gonna call this a 2 hours because don't need to go more than 2 hours. I will edit that down tomorrow and take out all those gaps, just in case anybody's watching us after the event. If you are watching after the event, you've skipped through all the gardening bit to get through the beer reviews. Just click the bit on the end and it will go to the next review, but I shall put that up. But yeah, thanks massively to everybody watching. Hey Henry, thanks for popping in. Hope you're doing. I was just going to say I was just going to finish this at 2 hours because I've been labouring away in the garden. So I'm going to keep that as a gardening review, not gardening review, beer review. I've got this West Coast Pale in. But yeah, if everybody could like and subscribe, that'd be lovely. And then I'm going to put another stream up and do these actual 2 beer reviews that I said I was going to do. I don't know why. It just feels better, to be fair. Once you've been going on for 2 hours, I don't think YouTube kind of sends it out to everybody. So yeah, look out for the thing going on, and we'll do the other 2 beer reviews. I've got a couple of beers just to get through. I've got to finish about 6, and I'm going to dash home and watch the football. Could do an after football stream as well. This is funny. West Coast Pale, everybody knows, don't like grapefruit and pine in my beers, but this has been a superbly, eminently drinkable beer here up at Perivale Brewery, which is where I am tonight. Having done a bit of work in the garden earlier, so let me bosh this down. Yep, very, very drinkable, just not really my thing, that grapefruit and pine. Yeah, so I'm going to put another stream up. Might even do some links, put some links out, see who's about. So Henry, if you could watch out for that and come and join as well. Looks a good colour. Yeah, really nice. Superbly like kind of tropical orange juicy kind of, well, grapefruit juice. Superb beer that my boss brewed. Nothing to do with me, when I've nothing to do with it, but cool, man. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to finish this one and then I'm going to put another stream up and do the actual beer reviews because this stream is dragging on a little bit. I don't know why I do that. I just come up with it. So yeah, join us in a bit over on next stream. Thank you very much for watching. If you've been watching the garden, if you're watching back afterwards, skimming through it, all the boring bits, thank you very much indeed. Buttons down there, like and subscribe. Depending on what method you're watching it, it's all different places. Join me shortly for the next stream with some actual other beer reviews from me, Disco at. Yeah, cheers, Henry, man. Thank you. Yeah, Just Disco beer review. Join me for some actual beer reviews in a minute.